Hello, my dear ones. I apologize for the difficult conditions of today's recording, but I'm on a trip. But since I've received the latest White Dwarfs issue, 513, from the Stargraph store, I would like to show it to you as soon as possible, because I forgot to show issue 512. And it's a great issue. It's possible that I might do it later after all. In any case, let's take a look inside issue number 513 of White Dwarf magazine. They changed a little in this magazine. I don't know if they already changed it in 512, but in this one, the order is a bit mixed up, so let's just see what's next. In a different order, but still in sequence. Of course, at the beginning, we have Planet Warhammer. We have a fantastic model from Piotr Podolski, whom I couldn't tag in the Warhammer 40,000 Poland group, because Facebook suggested 3 Piotr Podolskis to me, so I didn't do it. But Piotr, fantastic work. Please tag yourself in the comment or under the post on Warhammer 40,000 Poland if you haven't done so yet. Next, we have another fantastic model from Albert. Fantastic. Abandon the spoiler. Next, we move on to World of Warhammer. And here we have what was in the previous issue, 512, which I didn't discuss. Narrative characters, immortal realms, meaning narrative characters that are introduced in the game so as to build a narrative, and how to create these characters and what kind of characters they could be. Are they friends or enemies and so on? We have such an article. If someone enjoys this aspect of game creation, it will be interesting for them. Hobby Hangout. We have the creation of bases for our miniatures, and here the focus is simply on the quality of these bases, and shown are, I'd call them clays. That's just the early stage, right after assembling the miniatures. I think it's called clays, when they're sculpted with green stuff, and then only later painted. And what are effects? Zumikito recently, I think a day ago, uploaded, or a few days ago, he posted a material on how to make good bases. I will put the link in the description. If I don't forget, I will include the link to this material for you to check out, because he also says some wise things there. And regarding basing, death and depravity, we have a glimpse into the world of Age of Sigmar. And here we have a lore insert, of course, the battle between Khorne and Slaanesh. A few such lore tidbits. So if you're interested, I invite you to read. Next, we have a character, also from the Warhammer Age of Sigmar world, Wargos Rule. I've never heard of this character before, but probably those who play Warhammer Age of Sigmar are more familiar with them. Very nice looking. A character looking at all on the arts. I remember some kind of figure, that there was some kind of figure. I didn't know that it was a named character at all. Anyway, here again, we have some lore, and we also have his card. What is it called? Data slate, not data sheet. I don't know what it's actually called in Sigma. We have Efkol School Ascended, meaning his different versions, so to speak, Efkul and his 3 different versions. And we have additional rules for narrative battle plans. And then we probably continue this topic, because we have Hedonites of Slaanesh. Is this a battle report? Just a battle report. Later we have a battle report between these Slaanesh and Khorne. In the battle report, Dan faces off against Matt. They probably play with 2,000 points or something like that. I don't really know, as they rarely write what the points are now. Supreme Sybarites and the Bloodbound Warlord meet. The armies, as you can see in the picture, are quite large, with some centerpieces, and as usual with Games Workshop, fantastic table. And all right, you notice I won't show you who won. You have to see for yourself if that interests you, if you like reading battle reports. All right, in Warhammer Underworld Glory Point, we have Khorne and Slaanesh again, so it's like the theme from the cover is repeats. And what do we have here? Some cards discussion of different cards like Hornate Nemesis or some elusive Hedonite deck, probably some deck. And that's it. We move on to Warhammer 40,000, and in it we have, again, notes on Blood God, meaning notes about the Blood God. And here again, there are some lore inserts that might interest you from the perspective of the Grey Knights. Yes, about the Blood God, and then we have a look at the most deadly and bloody weapons of the 41st millennium, namely chainswords. I don't know exactly what's in this article because I haven't read it yet, but it was clear. Even the orcs, as you can see, Baduna, who somehow managed to find a wealthy Baduna, of course, he managed to get himself a chainsaw. Chainsword means chainsword he got. All right, Arkoth Gore Pact World Eaters Combat Patrol. We have rules, of course, for the World Eaters Combat Patrol. So if you like trying out different factions, it's a good option because you just need to buy a few boxes or an entire box, paint it, and have it for playing. Combat Patrol isn't a lot of models, as you can see. What do we have? 8 Gormonger models, a Kotos Guard, 1 model of Gormongers, another 8 and 10 Bloodletters, and 5 Flesh Hounds. So, quite diverse. We have 3 different units and a character, so it's pretty cool. And next, we have, of course, the rules. This is something I've always wanted to do, buy these combat patrols, and just make these small armies. It would always be nice, but I never have time for it. Alright, here we have aspect of war, death, or blood, and here we probably have a discussion of specific rules for Warhammer 40,000, as well for to anyone else. Next, we have basic training. In basic training, what do we have? Oh, what do we have? Know your enemy. Probably just about knowing your opponent and what you can expect from them. Crucible of Blood. Here we have an army gallery. An army painted by Neil Robertson. Of course. What army? The Chaos Army. Khorne's army. We have his kind of interview laid out. It's a bit of a shame that, oh good, there are photos. Nicely styled photos. And indeed, the models are nice. Some tips on how he painted them. So if you would like to buy this combat patrol and paint Khorne, you have the recipe. Well, next we have another army gallery, this time for the Horus Heresy game. And here we have who? The World Eaters. So we're still continuing with the Chaos theme. Luke's army. And of course, the fantastic white and blue color scheme with gold trims. Here I see some red color schemes. Nice. A very nicely painted army. I wish my Raven Guard would look like that at some point. Next we have Black Library Trials of the Albarak, the second of 5 parts. This series started in the previous issue of White Dwarf. And this is a cycle from the world of Age of Sigmar, if I am not mistaken. It seems to me because there is something about dwarfs, so probably Siglo. Unless some... What are they called? I never remember. Those dwarfs in space. In his 40s, he grew a beard and decided to connect with his ancestors. Alright. We have the Kill Team League. Something happening at the Warhammer bunker. Dwight Ward bunker. A bit of what's happening with them. What they're playing. If that interests you, then great. Khorne's mission pack, which is some mission to Khorne again, but this time for Kill Team. And satellite uplink. And here we also have a few models, and we have Jakub Waluszewicz, a fantastic demon prince from Jakub, and that's probably everything regarding the pictures. No more Polish people are in these photos, but generally, take a look at these models. And one thing, which while browsing here, and of course, for Kill Team, we have boom cards, which are these Khorne boom cards mentioned earlier, and missions, and 2 missions. One thing I wanted to point out, which is in contrast to the previous issue,
this is the model, I will be honest. And I know that this is White Dwarf Banker, that this is one of the studios, not from a reader, but a studio, just like there was Dwarfa. But seriously, with all sympathy and respect, the model is painted, but I believe that unfortunately this is not the standard of models we would like to see in White Dwarf, is it not? White Dwarf has always been a magazine for me where the level is the highest. And even if, like, the works of the guys here earlier, Piotrek, Jakub, and Albert,
those are works of a very good standard. However, this,
just take a look at it yourselves and judge. For me, this work should not be here because it is an unfinished model. It's just a regular tabletop model for gaming. It doesn't present any substantive value, in my humble opinion. It's not a model I would want to see in White Dwarf. And this, I end this review of the magazine on a not very pleasant note this time. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.